Hi again. It's me, Ricky T. Live from, well, not live. Who knows? Could be live. I'm alive. Uh, Santa Cruz, Aptos, Santa Cruz County. Weather's kind of nice today. 49ers are playing today. I was supposed to go. But there was too much going on at home. So I gave my tickets to one of my cousins. I know they're enjoying the game. Big 49er fan. I'll watch it on TV. They're probably playing right now, but, I'm probably recording it on my YouTube TV app. I can watch them struggle to win a little bit later because they haven't been doing well this year. Sad to say. Super Bowl last year. And again, I wouldn't say they got their asses handed to them, by the Chiefs, but, there's definitely some favoritism, we'll call it. Maybe Taylor Swiftism. I don't know. Am I being cynical? Not if you're a 49er fan like me. Anyway, yeah, kind of a drag, right? I mean, I'm a season ticket holder. And I think this will be the first game I missed all year. So there's that. That song I was playing, that's an old Free song. Remember Free? They had that big hit, All Right Now. Yeah. I don't know how to play that, or maybe I'd try. I don't know, I never tried it. I barely even knew this one, Mr. Big. That's the name of the tune. Paul Rogers, Paul Kossoff. Great combo. Those guys were way ahead of their time, I feel. 1970. And you can compare that to what Jimi Hendrix was doing in 1970 and like Cream had just broken up and stuff like that, Then you have this new sound coming from England, this like heaviness. It's like, if you listen to the guitar sounds, it's like Marshall and a Les Paul Plexi just playing fifths. You know what I mean? Just playing fives. And fives are like, it's like heavy metal. Five, you're playing fifths. You know what I mean? Fifths are just like power chords, right? These types of things. The root and the fifth, and you can just play those two notes together and play it. And you can add the whole chord, with the thirds and A major. But most guys were just playing the one and the fifth, Very very powerful sounding, and I think that was kind of like led the way to, like Bad Company continued it. Paul Rogers and Mick Ralphs and those guys kind of kept it going, and then you had other bands that came along. I think even maybe Blue Cheer was playing fifths. I don't know. They were heavy a little bit before that, but it was a different kind of heavy, psychedelic heavy out of San Francisco. But yeah, anyway, that's I think that was the birth of it all. Free, that era, it's English bands. A couple of things, interesting things, like in that song, like when it goes between the E and the with the just the E5. Even if we were to add the D, it's like this little breakdown part in the middle. And what I like to do, and I think maybe he does it. I think I know that Warren Haynes with Government Mule, they covered this song, and they play this chord and add I call it a low 5, which is I'm just playing it's like a D with the fifth, but I'm adding the low A, so it's like a low 5, and then I bar the A and the D, and then I hit the A again, and then I play the D again. So I'm reinforcing 1-5-1-5, and you get this. It sounds really heavy, right? And I'm barring the A on the bottom there with the B string underneath it, and you get the whole chord like this, all 6 strings. It's a real beautiful sounding chord, right? And then you go up to the E, and you do the same thing. You're just moving up a whole step and playing the E chord. Voices, I mean, it's beautiful. That just fattens everything up, right? I mean, the more voices, the better, right? Instead of just playing, or just the 1 and the 5. I mean, you can get away with that, but especially if you turn the gain up. I'm just plugged straight into my amp. I'm not using any pedals or anything, so I mean, my amp it's a Tweed Blues Junior that I've had modified with a Celestion Vintage 30. Great sounding amp. I love it, man. The mod kind of cleaned it up, got rid of some of the mushy bottom, changed the bias resistor with it, to give it more of a sweet, mellower sound, and can preserve your power tubes a little. But on the bridge pickup, these are DiMarzios in here. They're not like high output pickups. I don't like the high output pickups. I think they're muddy. You know what I mean? They don't really. The lower the output, I believe, in my honest opinion, my humble honest opinion, the lower the output of the pickup, the sweeter the sound. Okay, that's all there is to it. You can get more tone. You can get more of your natural, whatever your fingers do to the string, your finger tone. Anyway, that song was, you know, it's in the key of E. There's an E9 chord there at the end. Not in the end, but in the song. The Jimi Hendrix chord, you know. Everybody knows that one. It's like a seventh. You add the 9. Pretty clever because they're doing 2 E chords there. So you come out of this with the 9 to this B7 to the A, back to the 9. Then you're going to hit an E again, but don't hit the 9. You just play either an open E, or you can play the up here, play the E, the 7th fret. Then go to your B7, right? So you have 2 different E's, one after the other. Kind of breaks the voices up a little bit there. It's like a different, same chord, pretty much, using different voices to create that chord, that E chord. I've seen a lot of guys play that song and they keep playing the 9th the whole time instead of playing the open E to give you some separation there. And I hope you're picking up on that. And if you're not, I don't know, give that track a listen and get back to me. Tell me I'm wrong. Because I could be. But anyway, that's what my ears hear. And I started off playing a little solo section. There's kind of fooling around in E minor pentatonic. You know, everybody knows that one, this little box here, the 2nd position of the pentatonic scale. I use that as like, that's my base. That's my foundation. That's where I know where I'm going, what key. Because it's like easy. Because your first note in that position is your root, right? So that's E, right? So I know I'm in the key of E minor playing that. It works for most rock songs are in E minor. So, you know, in A, if I'm going to, you know, I just go to the A. Play the same finger pattern. Very rock and roll guitar 101 type stuff, right? Blues, same. It's a blues scale, they call it, you know. But what I do is I add, you could add the like the diatonic minor scale, which is like you can play it in the same position. So it's easy to go, easy to locate. And the way I play that is, you know, I go underneath it here a whole step. Kind of stick with the pentatonic thing going on. I have that note there, that G flat, F sharp, you know. Gives you a little couple extra notes there, you know, right? Diatonic. That's the whole thing. I play that scale. To me, that's my E minor scale, right? That's how I view that, you know. So it can be viewed in other ways depending what mode you're in, but I'm not too fluent with all that stuff. I just use my ear, right? So it's very musical. Whoops. Recognize that? G major. relative major of E minor, right? So I'm just playing a G major. Over E minor. So you have those notes you can, instead of just playing. Playing those blue licks out of that pentatonic scale. Add some of the stuff from that G major scale into the E minor thing. Wherever those notes are on the neck, And you always go back to your pentatonic thing, to end whatever you want to do, but those are things you can add. There's other scales too and modes you can slip in there. Maybe I'll get into that later. I have to think about it, but that's what I was doing when I was soloing in that little section. I was kind of, what I do is I take something like this. To me, I call it F sharp minor, right? So. That works over that E as well, especially with this D and the E chord in that song. Instead of playing pentatonic the whole time, I'm just be sure to accent the E in the D chord, because those are the chords I'm playing over, right? So those notes are in that scale. There's the E, there's the D. So that works well over that. Anyway, enough of that. I'm probably confusing you as I'm confusing myself. So, yeah, that's how I approach it sometimes, I wish I knew more about what I'm doing. I got to take some more lessons, read some more books. I don't have enough time. That is something I need more of. Speaking of time, I really appreciated moving the clocks back and getting that extra hour. Because for like 2 days, it really seemed like, wow, I got an extra hour of the day. I can do more things because it's not 7 o'clock, it's 6 o'clock. That means I got another hour to fuck off doing whatever it is I was doing. I don't know. Who knows? Whatever it is I was doing, I had like this extra hour. And then all of a sudden it kind of, you acclimate to the time change, and then you're back to where you were before. Not enough hours in the day to do all the things you need to do. And, I got so much shit going on. I'm always busy. And I've always got something to do, someplace I can be, someplace I ought to be, someplace I know some people like to just chill out and do nothing. And just lay down, read a book or something. I wish I could do that. I buy books and I never read them. Yeah. I probably bought like 15 to 20 books in the past, 5 years. But I go, oh, that's to be a great read. I'm going to buy that. I never even opened the fucking first page to read the whatever you call it. The intro to the book. I know there's a name for that. I can't think right now. I'm too stupid right now. But I can't even do that, man. I don't have time to even, read the preface or whatever, the preface, whatever they call it. Your introduction. But yeah, I was supposed to be, at the football game right now, and I'm not. And I'm here doing this. My wife wanted me to assemble some furniture this morning. And I promised her I'd do it. And yes, I did. I assembled one piece and then proceeded to assemble this the other second piece, which was a larger piece. Lots of moving parts. And my thing is, if you have to assemble the furniture, it's junk, right? I mean, it's going to end up in the garbage. Well, let me put it to you this way. I never finished assembling this thing. So I got so frustrated. Picked it up and it started falling apart. And I said, this is garbage. And that's where it's going right now, straight in the garbage. I don't care what you paid for this thing. It's going I don't want it in the house. It's garbage. I'll buy something decent. Let's just throw it away. I'll buy it today. Let's just get rid of this thing. And there it is, sitting in the back of my truck. Getting ready to go to the garbage. That's where it's gone. The thing might have cost like $250, $300 for this console table, whatever the fuck it is. This long, 5 foot long, low writing table with shelving units and who knows. These little twisty cam lock things you tighten, you put furniture together with that. That's garbage. Anytime you have to do something, use those type of things to assemble some furniture, it's just throw it right. Don't even buy it. Throw it right in the garbage. So that's where it's going to end up anyway. If you're going to throw away your money like that, I'll leave you my QR code and you could just send that shit straight to me. I'll save you time anyway from trying to assemble that crap. Anyway, this guitar, it's a Gibson Les Paul. It's not one of their best. It's, I'm not even sure what year it is. And the serial number is it's a stamped ink thing, which you can't even barely, it's so underneath the finish there, you can't even see it. I don't even know if you can see that. But it's really called a Les Paul Classic. And I think this is one of the early ones that they came out with, the Classic. And I think it's it's one of Gibson's first attempts at creating like all the things they do now with these like vintage reissues and these like NOS. No, what do they call that? Not NOS. It's VOS, Vintage Original. I don't know. But, they got some really nice ones now. You can spend like $5-6 grand and you can get like a one, finished in nitro with the PAF pickups and the nice real inlays, the celluloid inlays, not the acrylics like they're putting in all the guitars now. I think are crap. Acrylic inlays are just junk. They just look cheap. And this is one of the first ones that they did, they kind of like tinted them to make them look vintagey. This is called they used to call this a 1960 Les Paul Classic. Well, I don't know what a 1960 Les Paul, a real one, looked or felt like or whatever, because I've never owned one. But I like this cherry red Sunburst, and everybody's after these Honeybursts and faded things to make them look like, real 58s, because that's like the coveted Les Paul. And I wouldn't mind having one of those. Shit, but you'd have to mortgage your house to buy one, And hey, those guys that have them, man, it's a great investment. Those things are never going to go down in price, and if they're in good shape, they're it's a good investment. You could probably add a couple zeros if you own it for a couple 10 or more years to the price you paid. And there used to be back in the day, you could probably get one of those like when I started playing for maybe like $800, which was a lot of bread back then in the late 70s. But this one will do. I paid $1,500 for this. I bought it in Dallas at a Dallas guitar show. So I brought it back with me on the airplane back here to sunny, mildewy California, and here it sits. Since then, I've changed the pick guard because I didn't like that 1960 thing. These, in gold right here. I thought that was cheesy. It had crap pickups, like ceramic pickups in it, and I don't like ceramic magnet pickups. I think they're just a little too dirty. So I put some Seymour Duncan 59s originally in here with nickel covers, and it sounded great. It sounded fantastic. And I like Seymour Duncan pickups. So I wanted this look, though, with the creams, cream pickups. And I found out, like, DiMarzio has, like, a patent on this. cream coil combo. And it's like, they're not even the ones that came up with this shit. You know what I mean? I mean, this is Gibson's deal. They even had, the Zebras. You've seen those pickups that have the one cream coil and one black coil, right? Well, Gibson had some pickups underneath those covers that were double creams like this. And there's some guitars out there but I just like this look. That's why I bought the DiMarzios, because if you want to buy Gibsons, original Gibsons that are this way, you're gonna have to spend about $1,000 a piece for them or more. If you could even find a PAF or early '60s, late '50s humbucker with the dual creams. I mean, worth a lot of bread. But I think I paid like $110 for these pickups, DiMarzios, and they're Alnico 5 magnets, which I like. They're real tight sounding, And we can get into a pickup discussion, but I'm not going to do it right now because it's going to take too long. You get my opinion about the pickup hype and all this stuff. You're not going to sound like Eddie Van Halen using Eddie Van Halen's pickups, or you're not going to sound like Stevie Ray Vaughan if you get these Texas specials or whatever the fucking wizardry names they throw on these things. Don't buy into it. It's bullshit. Anyway, but there are some things that are cool about pickups, and we could talk about that later. But I think there was something else I wanted to mention. I don't know what it was. But anyway, I think I've rambled on long enough. I'm going to end this here. I'm going to turn on the football game, and I hope the 49ers can do better than they have been. Wish me luck. If you hate my team, I get it. Everyone's got their favorite. It's football. I get it. Good luck to you and your team, as long as they're not playing my team today. They're playing the Bears. The Niners are playing the Chicago Bears here in California. Santa Clara, the new home of the San Francisco 49ers. Okay, I'm leaving. I promise. Bye. See you next time.